As you can tell from the title, I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to do my cheap DIY headliner. We're going to start with taking this plastic cardboard one out, and as you can see all this kind of foam and all this junk here, when you touch it, it showers you. So I can do that right there. If you can look there, you can see all the stuff that's coming off of it. So while I'm driving this thing, that actually hits me in the head and lands on me. So, you know, you get covered with it. I'm going to take the shop vac and just clean all of this out right here. Every bit of it on the entire headliner before I even think to drop it. Then once that's clean, I'll take and remove all this plastic trim here. That way I can take the headliner out. Then I'll show you guys what I'm going to use to cover it with. So right here is vinyl, and it has like a very thin foam backing on it. I bought this at a local craft store, and they have vinyls and fabrics and whatnot for anything you really need. And what I've got it doing right now is stretched out here so that way I can kind of work the wrinkles out with the sun. But I bought this for maybe a little more than $8. I'll check and make sure how much it was exactly. But got that for $8, and then a can of spray glue, which is like some kind of adhesive that works for vinyl and whatnot. It's Loctite brand, so I know it'll work pretty well. And it was $9. So if this all works out, we'll be in this for less than $20. Here's a section I haven't vacuumed, and here is a section that I have. I want to show you guys the difference that it's making, and I'll show you a little clip of me actually doing this, just to show you how much of this stuff is coming off. So as you saw, it's pretty bad. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of the headliner so that way I can actually focus on it and be careful with this because it looks kind of brittle. So hopefully this works out, and I'll show you the end product. Okay, there's the headliner vacuumed, and it looks terrible. As you can see, it looks like water has been trapped in here at some point in its life, and that carpet did not help it one bit. So this stuff is really brittle. I don't know how it's going to work. I'm going to keep trying and see if it'll come out. If it doesn't, then I guess I'll just have to think of something else. But I'm going to keep going just for the sake of the video so you guys can see what I'm doing. But if it doesn't work, then I'm sorry guys, I'll just have to try something different. We're headed back to the scrapyard where, if you remember, I did a video and showed a couple Mopars that was actually in that scrapyard itself. And you guys probably remember seeing that Duster that I was really tore up about and I wanted really bad. Today I bought it, went and paid cash for it, and I'm about to go take it home. My dad's in the trailer. We're probably just going to have me pull it out in my truck. I've got a fridge in the back. We're going to dump it off while we're on our way, and then we'll pull the Duster across the ditch, pull it up onto the road, and try and get this thing onto the trailer. It doesn't have any good tires on it. All of them are off the rim, so this might not work. We'll see what happens, and I'll video everything. There it is. As you can see, these are going to be a problem. Hopefully not too much of a problem, but I think we can make it work. I just pulled it backwards with my truck so that it could clear the flatbed here. Tires, I'll let it turn. quarters are even worse than I thought. It's all eat up in there. Somebody bondoed over it too. Yeah, well, that's Bondo right there. They tried to patch the rust in it. Yeah. And just like that, we've got it out of that hole. Fought us just a little bit, but it's heading home with me. So let's talk about why I bought this thing. So it's been a little bit since I actually took the headliner out of my Duster, and I didn't really show you what happened, but it totally fell apart on me. And the whole thing just kind of, over years, it had disintegrated pretty much. The reason being was that it was wrapped in foam, like some kind of padding, and then they covered that with some kind of fabric, and all that did was hold water. Now that's what they did on the tan interior, I'm pretty sure, but on the black interior, if you notice, the headliner is still pretty much immaculate, and that's how it was on my Dart Sport when I got it. And all these plastic trim panels here for tan, they're just totally brittle. Like you could do like this right here, break pieces off all day long. But these black panels are super nice on this car. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take all the black trim pieces and anything else I need as far as interior, take that out, put it in my Duster, kind of mix up the color a little bit, because, you know, it's a lot of brown on that car. You know, brown outside, brown inside, just way too much brown for me. So I'm going to take and convert the inside to black and do it with all the trim pieces I get here. Here's just a little bit of a close-up on how bad this car actually is. This is the door. And doors don't normally rust right in the middle. But what happened was, I bet they, as you can see here, there's Bondo, just sheets of it, real thick sheets, and moisture got trapped in behind that, and as the Bondo flaked off, it rusted through the body itself. And you can see on these mirrors, it's got a hole right there as well. This quarter panel, I'm pretty sure never even got welded in. If I'm looking at it right, it looks like they just stuck it up there, put a thick layer of Bondo on it, and then called it a day. So you can see here, there's where the two pieces were. This is the new quarter, this is the old piece, and it looks like they just stuck it up there, laid a thick sheet of Bondo to hold it on, called it a day. And you can see it in here, inside the wheel well. See that ridge there? That's where the quarter panels meet. And if you look closely, none of it's welded. So this body is shot. I think it was wrecked. So nothing of the body is going to be of any use to me. But that doesn't mean it doesn't have a lot of good parts on it. This thing has a perfect grill. I'm going to take the grill out, put it in my car, probably paint it first, but my grill is pretty good, except it has one of these horizontal bars missing, and it drives me crazy. So I'm going to take this one out, repaint it, put it back in my car. This car actually comes with big bolt pattern disc brakes in the front, and that's what my car does not have. And when I got it, I was surprised at the fact that it didn't have that. So these wheels are probably going to be for sale, because I don't really want rally wheels. I don't really care for them, but they are big bolt pattern. They're 14 inch. I don't know how wide they are. I'm probably going to sell these here soon. Not too sure when. But as you can see, if you look through there, I don't know if you can see that. Probably not, but there's disc brakes behind it. So let me get up in there and show you. Yeah, disc brakes, big bolt pattern. I'm going to take all that. Same thing with the rear end. It's a big bolt pattern rear end as well. 7 1/4, which, you know, it's alright for now. Won't handle big power, but I'm not planning on making a lot of power out of that Duster right now. I just wanted it to have big bolt pattern, disc brakes up front, and that way I can have all sorts of wheel options, whatever I wanted. There's just some more Bondo in the hood. That way, I really want to make sure you guys know that this car is pretty far gone, and that's why I'm going to part it out. Also, those sport mirrors, I talked about those before. I've got a nice set of those. That's what my Dart Sport had when I got it. So I really like the sport mirrors. I'm going to put those on my car. And there's a 6-cylinder. It's pretty much identical to my car. It's got power steering, manual brakes though, which is, you know, same thing as mine, but I'm going to take all that. AC. I don't know anything about this engine. Looks like somebody's been working on it because the valve cover's been unbolted. But I'll probably sell it too because I don't need it. I'll be honest with you. I'll probably pull the radiator. But here soon, like whenever I get all the stuff I need off of it, I'll just start selling parts to anybody who else needs it. You know, because there's somebody out there who's probably needing parts for their vehicle. And this is the one to do it with because this car is totally trashed and it's really not worth saving. If there's anything you guys need that you see here, let me know. If it's not something I'm going to use, then I'll be happy to sell it to you. Now that I got the grill finished, what I'm doing is taking this piece of aluminum that goes across the top of the grill and I hit it with some paint on the letters and then taking thinner and wiping off the places that I don't want to have black on it, so that makes my letters stand out. I'm going to go ahead and do that, throw it on the car, and I should be done. Alright guys, that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. The grill turned out way better than I had anticipated it to. It'll make the whole front end of that car look completely different, and it looks like it's not run down anymore. The biggest problem with that grill was the fact that it had a portion of it busted out, and it drove me crazy. So now, this one I have now is a big improvement. I've got a pretty exciting surprise coming up for the next video guys, so stay tuned for that. I can't wait for you guys to see that. It's going to be awesome. Be sure to like and subscribe down below. Thank you guys again, and I will see you in the next one.